Mr. James Carter, a quiet, elderly black man, walked into an upscale car dealership, hoping to buy his dream car after years of hard work. But instead of respect, he was met with cold stares and dismissive attitudes. Salesmen whispered behind his back, assuming he couldn't afford the luxury vehicles. "Sir, maybe you'd be more comfortable at a used car lot," one of them smirked. Little did they know, by the next day, everything would change, and they would be the ones answering to him. Keep watching. James Carter wasn't just any old man. He was a self-made businessman, a retired investor who had built his fortune through decades of smart decisions. He had grown up in an era where opportunities were scarce for black men like him, but through perseverance, he carved out a legacy. Now, in his late 70s, he was ready to reward himself with a luxury car he had always dreamed of. As he stepped into the dealership, dressed in a simple button-down shirt and well-worn shoes, the young salespeople barely acknowledged him. They were too busy attending to a well-dressed, younger man in a suit. James patiently waited for assistance, but minutes passed. When he finally approached the salesman himself, the man barely looked up. "Sorry, sir. These cars are quite expensive. Can I show you something more affordable?" The salesman sneered. James raised an eyebrow. "I know exactly what I want," he said calmly, pointing to a sleek, black luxury car. The salesman chuckled, shaking his head. "That model starts at $180,000, he said, as if James would be shocked. "I see," James replied, nodding. "And do you work on commission?" "Of course," the salesman said smugly. "Good to know," James said with a small smile before turning on his heel and walking out. The staff laughed, thinking they had just sent away another time waster. But James wasn't done. The next morning, the dealership staff arrived as usual, expecting another routine day. But something felt different. There was an unusual energy in the air. Then the general manager hurried in, his face pale and nervous. "Everyone, gather up!" he barked. "We have an important announcement." The employees exchanged confused glances. "I just got word this morning. The dealership has been sold," he announced. "And the new owner, well, he's here now." The door swung open, and in walked James Carter, no longer just a customer, but their new boss. Gasps filled the room. The same salesman who had dismissed him the day before nearly choked on his coffee. James smiled, standing in front of them. "Good morning, everyone. Yesterday I came in looking for a car. Today I came back for something bigger." He let the silence stretch before finishing. The whole company. Mouths hung open. The realization hit hard. James scanned the stunned faces in the room. "I walked in here yesterday as a customer, but none of you saw me as one. You judged me by my appearance. You decided who was worthy before even speaking to me." His voice remained steady, but the weight of his words crushed the room. The salesman who had mocked him swallowed hard. "Sir, I didn't mean—" James held up a hand. "Don't apologize to me. Apologize to every customer you ignored, disrespected, or turned away just because they didn't fit your idea of wealthy." He paused before delivering his final decision. "Effective immediately, there are some changes happening here. Some of you will have the chance to prove you deserve to stay. Others, your time is up." The salesman's face went pale, realizing his mistake had cost him more than just a sale. Over the next few weeks, James transformed the dealership, making it a place where respect was given to every customer, no matter their background. Employees were retrained, policies were changed, and those who had treated customers poorly were let go. James never needed that luxury car. He already had more than enough. What he wanted was to teach a lesson, not just to those employees, but to the world, because dignity, respect, and kindness, those are worth more than any car. And as he finally drove off the lot, in the same car he had pointed to that day before, he smiled, knowing he had made a change that would last far beyond his time. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.